Because I imagine they're going to try to abide by the same thing we saw IG do, for wings at least. Pressure those objectives and just make sure things go smoothly for AM here, as you can see.
All right, so I'm going to take a look at some stuff because this is,
we
we've got some bizarre things going on. So it's going to be Ice playing the Wind Ranger as we expected, and it's going to be.
I don't remember the last time I've seen Daryl play Wind Ranger in the offlane.
Maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, right?
Okay. Yeah, let's just dust it off here and now.
Back
for
in
DAC.
the TI3, TI4 era, or TI3 era, where we saw TI2 actually, TI3 era, where we saw lots of offlane Wind Ranger.
That goes, pretty almost close with the core Tusk. So this is almost a time machine of a game right here, with a little bit of the nuances of your, XY Earth Spirit, which I don't know if it was mentioned. This guy has been playing the best Earth Spirit of the tournament, I want to say. He has like an 86% win rate on the hero. It's ridiculous. Earth Spirit overall has been having a fantastic tournament. He's top as far as picks, and he's sporting something like a 72+% win rate. Something
very
ridiculous.
high win rate.
Monkey King only just behind him right there. That's a sweet little set that he's able to sport on that Wind Ranger, though. Very cool. Also, got to give shout-outs. We got Scriff handling the obs for us today. What's up, brother? Makes this a little too easy for me.
Yeah. All right, so the only items that I saw that were like a little bit in question, but not in question at all because it's good, it's very good for zoning, is the Null Talisman started on the Disruptor, so you can tell he already wants to emphasize on just zoning very hard. They give him a lot of extra bonus gold. Maxine's just gonna, or Y is just gonna start. I say Maxine. Y is just gonna start in the jungle as the Crystal Maiden. All right, I want to see what Faith Beyond's able to do as this core Tusk, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard not to look away from this because, what do you do? What is step one of an offlane Tusk here? I mean, is he going to even try to manipulate anything with the benefit of the shards? Did he have a poor man shield, you said? Is he looking to kind of, so I imagine he's expecting he's going to be eating a lot of blows here, but Ice is going to, or sorry, Nuts. Did they?
Nuts.ice, yes.
Okay. Nuts, you're funny. But he's got to do his best to try to soften up as much as possible. Bottom.
Sunstrike coming out. Are they going to be able to bring him down low enough? No, almost bring him down with the Thunderstrike.
Close, man, Ice. The real Ice. Got to be careful.
He was not expecting that Sunstrike this early.
Probably was expecting a lot of harassment, though, as he's sporting a ridiculous amount of tangos, and we'll have to start chewing through them. That's for sure. Blink, Invoker, and the Jabs Alchemist matchup now. We've been seeing Invoker versus Alch also plenty of times today, even early today, e.g. Sumail was keeping toe-to-toe with the Alchemist. We'll have to see what Jabs can do.
Yeah. The Earth Spirit started a little bit in the mid lane just to mess with Blink, but then XY made the rotation to bottom lane. He wants to block the pull, actually, with a Sentry Ward, at least the further pulls, but Ice already has...
Can he get in time?
One in position. And and you guys get the tango off, though, to break the Sentry, too.
Okay. Take each other, and we'll trade a little bit of harassment back and forth, drawing a little bit of attention from Ice now. Ice on the other side.
We've got Nuts, Ice, we've got Ice, and we've got Ice. Okay.
Yeah. As the levels come in for the Wind Ranger, you got to be careful not to be kind of walking to the lane too crippled as a support. Those power shots can do a deceptive amount of damage.
Yeah, the level 1 power shot being 180.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous.
All right, Faith Beyond, level 2.5 here. Muscling back Nuts and trying to remain as a presence in the lane. But as expected, probably not posing too much to a threat to the opposing laner Black. He's going to have a pretty solid time on the jug. Faith Beyond, okay.
Faith Beyond putting a lot of pressure, though, onto Nuts. Okay. When he has the snowball up with the Sunstrike, they might actually be able to bring him down.
Turn around, dual breath. Can they find a decent position to hit him
Bring around the Rosie. Black's coming in now, too.
Black's getting involved.
They've got another dual breath coming up. This should be Faith Beyond going down. He does have the snowball up.
Yep.
He's going to try to get re-engaged. Oh, he actually gets it on the range creep there.
What's that range creep doing there? He finds a way to weasel out from potential trouble.
Should be able to just walk away here. Is XY going to be able to cut him off as the Earth Spirit? It doesn't look like it, but they're very
I mean,
committed.
Black just totally missed like a creep wave for that, I guess. So
yeah.
Space created, if you will, for Faith Beyond. Just some antics already coming out for him. And but he has no regen, so he may have to hit the shrine a bit early.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's going to have Crystal Bane there. Oh, she doesn't even need it.
Yeah, Wings with a cool kind of approach. Like Cap kind of said, they're doing an approach toward the Alchemist. They're just going for this greed, very greedy type lineup with the Anti-Mage Invoker. Crystal Maiden just straight up jungling, being maximum efficiency, going for the max Arcane Aura for his buddies.
It's unfortunate because outside the Earth Spirit, you feel like there's not going to be a whole lot of proactiveness, I guess. So we'll see if he can line up any sort of shots here. Looks tempting.
It's like he's not really able to gank any lanes either, right? The top lane is probably the one where he can get kills, but you're ganking a Tusk. And he's just going to sit mid and sap experience while Alchemist jungles.
Maybe bottom lane he might get the leverage on a support or something. We'll have to see. Jabs already steps back in a way.
Sunstrike. Trying to go for the top kill.
Ooh.
They do get it.
Nice. Faith Beyond's able to finish off with one last right click, and suddenly your Core Tusk is sporting his first kill of the game. Level 3.5. All right, then. How do you build this now moving forward? Is this like does he pick up Earn? Does he go straight for a Blink Dagger? This is some crazy meta stuff that I don't know if this is going to be a thing to be pioneering as far as builds moving forward or not.
I'm not too sure about the build that he's going to do, but I think that they may have looked at what EG was doing when they were playing with the Tusk and the Invoker, and it was just so easy to set up the stun strikes. I think that might be like what a page that Wings is taking out of EG's book, because now it's just like, okay, every time the Tusk sees a support, he gets pretty good options to be able to go for those type of kills. Why? Getting a lot of pressure put on him.
Yeah.
The Shrine is down.
To the high ground, dual breath, but the snowball goes right back the other way, and they're going to have to step off. All right, good little assistance there. Faith Beyond kind of intercepting.
Buddy
trouble. It's going to be a hard shot for poor little Y, so he's going to have to regen a bit. But back to our mid lane, just to see the scope. 24 and 9 for our Invoker, matching pretty neck and neck with our Alchemist, at least for now.
Ice has the wind run up. There's going to be a glimpse coming out. This should be his death here when they chase him down.
Juke somehow.
Couple hits. Shadow's got the boots. Is he going to be able to deny himself?
Can they do him a favor? No.
That's pretty close.
Ice who will manage to snag up that kill.
Ice kills Ice.
Someone had to say it.
Yep.
Back at mid lane, XY's been happy to reside here since Jabs obviously is working his way through the jungle rotation.
Yeah, Blink is heavily denying, focusing on denies now because he knows this Earth Spirit can't walk up and last hit versus me, so just to be sure that he gets as minimal experience as possible. This is something that a lot of mid laners or a lot of high tier players do whenever they see the support soaking in mid lane, just spam deny at this point.
Ice. Avoids additional trouble here. While on the other side you see Shadow continuing to grind away with his own bit of farm. And I noticed in the CS earlier that Faith Beyond has also been coming up a bit short in the CS game, while Black is doing a phenomenal job with the denies. So where you see that in the mid lane, it's Black trying to do that as well, keeping Faith Beyond down as much as possible.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the creep lane has managed to move pretty far down, so it's been great assistance here for Faith Beyond.
Yeah, he's got himself some phase boots picked up, Poorman Shield, TP.
Walrus Punch could do good work of damage. So what is the talent buildup on this guy? I'm very curious to see. Thank you.
I mean, 40% XP is crazy.
It's normally good, but in this kind of case, I would assume you stick with that, right? But plus 35 damage, Walrus Punch, mid-game action, I don't know.
Top lane, Black getting some pressure on him. He has to watch out. Always needs to be putting down that healing ward every time he gets pressured on him. Always has to watch out for the Sun Strikes on top.
We'll make sure to check back and see what the progression of build is going to be there for little Faith Beyond.
Ooh, 40% experience gain. I think it might be too much to let down, but if he wants to be a damage-dealing force, which I don't think he really needs to be in this game,
yeah, 40%
we'll see what he
pretty dang high.
Yeah, what he opts to go for.
Ice kind of scouting out the jungle here. You got that nice deep ward down, kind of monitoring Jabs and his jungle movement here, seeing if there could be any opportunities to get an opening, and another new ward going to get dropped, blocking out the pull camp here that Nuts is currently working with.
They might go for Nuts in the second.
He's kind of far from Black. There is XY nearby on the Ear Spirit to help out if necessary.
Yep,
And they decide to make the move. They're going to be going right on in, blasting down Nuts. They need a bit more, and they'll get it there. Blocking out the path, but the rolling boulder just comes up a bit short, connecting for the slow, and the boulder smash going to miss its mark. Omni Slash comes out from Black, does a decent amount of damage on the Ice, but he gets hit with a Frostbite and can't finish off the job. And now has to turn
on him here.
Can they actually get the finish? A beautiful block. Triggers the immediate Blade Fury. He tries to run. They need a bit more. Are they going to be able to get it? One more attack could do it, but he phases his way back into the trees. Sunstrike, is that something to be concerned about?
They scanned. They used the scan. They might actually go for it. They scan behind the tower. They know he's still there.
He needs more mana before he can even TP away.
Will Blink go for it?
He just keeps running through the trees like, please God, no. But it doesn't look like they're even going to pull the trigger here.
Y's looking for him. Y's going in. He's going to throw a nuke probably. Yeah, it's Black already TP'd out though.
Close one, but big push right there for Wings. Turning it right back on him, get the Jakiro pick off, and avoid extra trouble. And, well, just as I praise Wings, they will lose their Crystal Maid. Good bounce back play there for Nuts and company to be able to kind of get things right in that top lane. But again, those offensive wards are still there, and they will easily be able to kind of track the movement of Faceless and work with that moving forward.
Armlet finished up on our, well, what's become a Jungle Alchemist. Midas almost finished up on Blink on the Invoker. Yeah, he has it coming out now, so good trade-off there. You know, this Tusk, I mean, Faith Beyond's putting in a lot of work already. Level 7, he's got phase boots. He's got his Walrus Punch online now, making the rotation with Y. This could be where they go for the kill on the Alchemist. They do have a massive amount of burst potential with the Sunstrike on top.
Oh, he's going to punch this guy so hard.
It's 1,400 HP, though.
And
see if they can do it.
The snowball.
Instant TP reaction, though.
And they pull off. Wings say, nope.
They need to do it probably with the Invoker even there. I don't even know if they have enough with the Sunstrike on top of everything. I think he might actually have to be there with a Cold Snap follow-up. 1,400 HP is pretty hard to break through right now with the massive amount of armor that he gains as well, having 14 already.
Touching base with Ice 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 here. It's been a while. Currently stuck in a bit of a pickle. Glimpse right back. The Sunstrike will connect, and that should help go for the finish. One last little slice, and Shadow will secure it. 4-1 start for Wings right now. Ice Ice Ice. A little bit of trouble here in the bottom lane right now, but we'll see if he can find the time to be able to nourish a bit and become a bit more relevant. Jabs, though, no surprises. The Alchemist grinding away here at the top, but already nipping at his heels is the AM. Is he going right for the Battle Fury buildup as well, like we saw previous?
I would imagine
Keeping things
so.
traditional?
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
You have to be able to match the farm of the Alchemist. He definitely has to go for that, not those like small little tanky items and all that. Supports on the side of Wings are doing very well, both level 5, while on the side of Faceless, even though the Earth Spirit has kind of been sitting mid for quite a while on XY, he's only level 3, and Jakiro's only level 4. So Wings definitely coming out good margin ahead in this early game.
No early game for Earth Spirit, unfortunately, and that's like his bread and butter is early game harassment. But as you already pointed out, there was just no easy lanes to kind of make that kind of approach. So he has to pass that phase altogether and push forward to getting his level 6, getting his magnetize and working with the team fight aspect of his game. Seems to step away from any sort of kinetic field harassment there, and Jabs will kind of take over as far as presence in the mid lane. But this tier 1 is not set for this world much longer here. Wings are going to try to grab the finish and remove that early access point.
Faith Beyond going for phase drums, so the old build that used to be very prevalent now since the drums is a bit cheaper. It's good for an offlaner.
Yeah.
Especially offlane Tusk.
Haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, good for offlane Tusk. Because he already has his own one form of initiation. We'll probably go for the blink afterwards, like we used to see.
All right, this tier 1 is going to be going their way. On the other side, swinging a miss on the Sunstrike. Ice Ice Ice. Blasting his way forward. Looks like they've made the swap, and he will hang out here to try to build up in the farm for what he was lacking in the early game.
Faith Beyond putting a lot of pressure onto Ice 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 up top here. Ice 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 might actually go down.
Dancing around him here. There goes the snowball. Ice 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 has no idea what he may have just walked into in this top lane, realizing that core Tusk is actually pretty farmed. Glimpse send right back, and Wings are going to be all good in the top lane.
Black's like, oh, maybe I can get the last one on the tower then. But no, XY takes it away from him. And now, yep, trade off of towers. They get mid tower for... Oh, actually gets the last hit. Blink gets the last hit on the mid tower, so the Invoker gets a nice surge of income, and now top lane as well. Wings getting that, so opening up themselves a little bit more map control. They've already had wards in the enemy jungle to spot where Jabs is farming. Jabs has been more focusing on the right side of the jungle, near the Ancients, but putting a lot of pressure, though, coming out from Wings with their, what we would call, a bit of a greedy draft.
It's unfortunate we don't have Paul here in our caster booth, but because I want to ask you, what does Jakiro do now? What is Jakiro's, like, what is he looking to get done at this point in time right now? He's walking, he's planting boards, he's trying to build up a little bit of levels here, but I know him as a bit of a tower sieger, but they're not pressing the issue on objectives at the current moment. So I'm just curious to see what his objectives should be in this game.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have to, he needs to get levels somehow, so he's just going to push some lanes up. But more than likely, I mean, that's what Jakiro does, just walk to a lane, start hitting the towers. Some people like to play it a bit more greedy than others.
Nice.
Sharp
throw, mid snowball, connects with Ice Ice Ice. The Sunstrike will pepper him up, and it's going to be Blink who gets that last hit in.
He's making this core Tusk work with the Invoker. It's looking very, very strong, actually, with the way that he was pressuring that safe lane. He's just not under risk of being spun down, always being able to have that snowball and everything, and just putting pressure on the Jakiro over and over again. Ice Ice looking for a play onto Nuts, but Nuts backing up, having that ward vision.
Black is showing up here, and gets blocked out.
Yeah, he has to watch it. Like he wanted to Omni Slash, but there's creeps all in the area, so he can always just snowball instantly.
Yep.
And he's pretty tanky already on this Tusk.
Yeah, let's see how they're going to be able to bring the guy down right now. He's hitting a nice little power peak at the moment, and they're going to be looking for setups while the Sunstrike and his Walrus Punch is available. But
they're just trying to force any type of reaction, peel anything off of Shadow. Shadow's having a very good time. He's going to have 13-minute Treads Battle Fury. Excellent timing for him.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to catch him as well on the side of what Faceless has. They have like the Earth Spirit for the like, I guess you could say pretty guaranteed, and Windrunner's not very consistent lockdown or anything versus an anti-mage.
Yeah, I'd be a little nervous for Faceless for their 4-man outside of the Alchemist right now. It feels like it's a lot on black to be able to add all the deeps for any sort of pick-off plays. The lockdown and some of the disable is available there between the Jakiro and obviously the Wind Ranger and the Earth Spirit, but it's going to take a lot of finesse to be able to get connection here. And the people and the heroes on Wings' side are pretty damn mobile and very slippery. So we'll see. They're going to be certainly tested. Now Wings looking to move into the bottom lane. They're smoked up. This could be a hell of an opening right now to really just kind of hit it home.
Disruptor 6
closing out the early game. Let's see if Wings can get the setup right here. XY, a man behind. Oh, suddenly spots him out. He's going to be the man who might have to tank the gank on this one. Gets off the boulder smash, but then gets punched right in the back of the head.
Flash trying to TP out. Are they going to be able to get
glimpse,
vision on him?
Glimpse. Oh,
no vision
in time. Very close, but not the worst thing ever for Faceless. Just trying to push forward through here this bottom lane. And of all the people, it was the Earth Spirit who managed to kind of spot things out.
Shadow finishing up Battle Fury. Yep, 14 minutes is very good timing. Jab's about to have his Radiance. The game will begin soon.
And then the Octarine, and things are really going to get fun.
Oh, Blink might actually get caught here. TPing out, gets hit by the Shackle.
Ties him right up to the tree. Hits him in the face. Swing and miss though on the Ice Path. Dual Breath will connect, slows him down a bit. He's going to slowly walk him to the grave, it looks like. Then Black shows up and says, I'll make this a bit easier. It's going to be nuts with the last hit, but
he almost actually got enough mana to be able to Ghost Walk. He was saving his stick charges to be able to invoke Ghost Walk, but he was about 40 shy, and Nuts actually had a Sentry Ward for him anyway.
Ooh. All right, good heads up right there. Good surprise from Ice to be able to get the pick on that one. And Faceless will get finally their second kill of this game. And on that mark, it's going to be a Radiance now complete. Ooh, look at this bottom lane. Engaging on in, looking to go for Ice. They lock him in place. The Thunder Strike, the kinetic field. Now the Tusk shows up to play and smacks him on down. Going to be Y getting up the last hit there, and they're going to follow it up with a beautiful Tier 1 takedown.
I haven't seen Ice this poor in a very long time, I must say.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, had not seen Ice even play Wind Ranger in a long time. I don't want to say this is rust, but it's definitely, you know, not a case to show why the hero is certainly in the meta here. Now it's Nuts in trouble. Is able to glance on forward, but he is certainly done for.
Yep, and he went for the 40% XP gain as we'd expected.
It's just too
it's
sweet
too
of a
much.
number.
It's way
so
too much.
40 is just such a nice number.
Yeah.
No reason to pick anything else.
And he's going to have his Blink Dagger finished up already too, so he's going to be able to make plays all over the place. While if you match the offlaners, I mean, Tusk 6,000 net worth, Wind Ranger 2,700. Just the potential that they can even dish out is.
What's the level 15 talent? I'm very curious as the
Tusk gets Snowball or gold per minute. Yeah, so. Not too sure which one he might go for. The Snowball actually makes 350.
That's a little bit extra.
It's not like it changes the stun or anything, but it increases your burst potential with the Sunstrike combo. I think he might actually opt for that one instead of the 90 gold per minute. But they are playing versus an Alchemist, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for the gold.
XY shows up, gets the grip immediately for the silence, but he finds himself into a tornado combo coming out from the Invoker, and they will be able to get that Disruptor down. Sunstrike gonna be dodged. A good step back there from XY, avoids trading supports. And now it's going to be Faceless moving on forward for their first push down this mid lane. So, blasting through this wave.
They've got the Blink on Tusk now. They've got the initiation if they want to go.
I think want to defend here.
They don't have a lot of the Invoker spells up, and the Disruptor ult is still down.
Yeah. Looks like they will sack this one. Not before working with the Glyph and hoping for
Trying
a possible
deny.
cheeky deny.
Oh,
Almost taken by Black. But here's a Tornado EMP for your troubles. Faceless will walk away from that one. Well, 9-3. I imagine net worth's going to be matching up pretty even here, considering it is the out game going for Faceless. But look at that. It's Wings, though. 7,500. Of course, the shortcomings of Ice so far in this game, and the great things that have been going for Faith Beyond. The AM's getting constant great farm. Invoker's got some Sunstrike kills. Those all, of course, add up.
Yeah.
And it's Wings suddenly up and ahead.
Yeah, Wings ahead by quite a good margin. And when your anti-mage is pretty much tied up with the Alchemist, you're feeling pretty good. They're not able to put any pressure onto Shadow whatsoever because of how excellent of a start Faith Beyond had.
Unfortunately, it just feels like the hands are tied right now from both the Earth Spirit and the Jakiro. It's like, what can we really do? They made that ambitious gank. It took like almost everything in their book to try to get something done, and they only got the Disruptor down. So we'll have to see if there's going to be more promise for Faceless here moving forward. Otherwise, the grinding economy game coming out from Wings seems to be very favorable. But here we go. Looking to kind of change up the things. It's going to be Faceless smoked up, migrating their way down through this mid lane. They could end up crossing paths with Wings here just on the other side, but if Wings take to the high ground, they could have the better positioning, and they're TPing everybody to the shrine. This could be great for Wings. Will Faceless consider heading into the high ground right now? They lead in with the ice path. Rolling on in is going to be the magnetizing, coming out, Earth Spirit, but he gets annihilated immediately. Now going to fire back the other way. Wings can engage themselves. They'll get nuts down, and that's going to be 3 dropped all day from Faceless. Wings were just in the right place, took to the high ground, and Faceless were forcing themselves to do a fight they really could never win.
The Disruptor has a Blink Dagger too. Ice already has a Blink on himself, so he's able to catch people out all over the place too. I think he may have like almost solo killed Ice. I think maybe with the Sunstrike on top, but Ice died before that fight was even starting at all.
Yeah.
So they were running up into a shrine area, 4 versus 5.
As you can see with the Midas pickup now, Ice preparing for what is going to be a longer game, or just a longer game for him personally. He needs to find a way to boost himself up.
Oh, baby. Faith Beyond's going for Aghanims next on the Tusk.
Really now?
It's
a kick?
It's a lot of damage, to be honest with you.
Is it mostly just kind of manipulating and being able to kind of isolate somebody from the other team? Is this for blink kickback purposes?
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
you can,
blink kick saves? I'm not too sure.
Could be a lot of different things. I mean, he could even just use it as, like, he uses all of his other abilities, like a snowball, shards into a punch, and then the Sunstrike comes on top, and then the finish-off kick to burst somebody, or he could use it as initiation. Lots of different tools that he can go for with this.
Yeah, blink in, kick back, snowball to that target. And you can even shard the rest of the team from even coming in. That is pretty nuts when you think about it. You don't see that kind of initiation power. Looks like Ag's Earth Spirit, speaking of the devil, rolling on into the top lane. They hit him down, but here comes Ice responding with a big Static Storm. They can't seem to get the finish. Blink, not going to get away from this one. It looks like Black's going to chase him down. And they get the cancel on the TP here. Nice little boulder smash from XY. And Faceless will grab a couple of kills. The first
Jabs,
time we've seen that, but oh no, losing their big price target, and Jabs could be detrimental.
Ooh, he gets
Toggles, and it looks like he'll step out. That could have been a nice net worth handover to Wings, but Wings will not get it. And this is going to be one of the only promising trades so far in this game for Faceless.
Wings is absolutely preparing, though. You said that Ice were preparing for the late game with the Midas. Let's go ahead and check out the items on Wings. Midas, CM, Midas coming out for Disruptor.
Whoa. Lots
of Midases. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tusk actually does go for the 90 GPM townhouse, as I was mentioning earlier. We'll see what he wants to do. He has options.
There's a lot of nostalgia all over this game, really. The Midas meta, the Tusk throwback.
The Windrunner, Windranger off lane.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Hey.
I didn't even mean to do that.
Oh, okay, so he went for the snowball damage. Okay, yeah, because the burst potential with the Sunstrike. I thought maybe he might go for the gold per minute just because of the way of the greed that they look like they were going for, but no, he's the playmaker. He's the one to go for the setup.
Faceless now moving kind of closer as a group with the exception of Jabs, of course, seeing if maybe their 4-man could stumble into some new opportunities here, continuing to create space for the real net worth farmer. While Wings here, fighting by the mid lane here. Shadow continuing to move on forward. I was going to pose the question earlier, are we going to be seeing the Aghanims anti-mage in this game, or do you even think it's necessary for this one?
I don't think he is going to need it in this one. I think he can just go the more standard route, Abyssal, Butterfly, etc.
Seems to be the case here. It was fun to see it in our previous series with the reflecting back of the concoctions constantly, but outside of that, maybe Shackle Shot? I don't know. Obviously favoring the heavy hitting damage, the extra bit of lockdown. Can't fault him for that.
Yep.
Oh, he's beyond here.
In position in case they want to go for the tower at all. He's ready to set up right away. They're already smoking up and making the move too.
And they will probably go up and through this mid lane, but it looks like they may have spotted Faith Beyond. No, he just rolls himself out, blinks away from trouble. No hair off their back. While cutting all the way on a long distant journey down south, they see Jabs. They see a man with a bounty on his head, and they want to take him out.
Did they catch a glimpse of him? I don't think they caught a glimpse of him, actually.
Not. Did he actually just head into the trees?
He turned his radiance off when he was walking along, so it didn't burn the creeps either.
Fugitive on the loose still.
Now he's in the backlands. He's got max stun.
Popping ulti, popping stun. Dishes it around to Shadow. Do they have additional lockdown? There they move in with a grip, but Shadow able to get off with the Manta and steps away from trouble with the help in the spacing created from the Static Storm. It looks like Wings cleared a little bit of space, but as they do step away from all the trouble, they will be losing their Crystal Maiden. Wings fully disengaged from this one.
That was very close to him actually getting brought down.
Yeah.
Having that Manta style and a little bit of assistance from the team from the Tornado and the Disruptor ultimate. So small little gain, getting a Crystal Maiden and forcing Wings away from that tier 2.
Still not as sweet as that AM takedown, but Faceless will chalk that one up. Get back to the grind here. Looks like a traditional St. Yasha pickup here, and also a Shadow Blade already complete for Black, but he's keeping the Shadow Blade hidden at least for now.
Shadow Blade.
What?
I'm just curious. I'm trying to just think.
Sunstrike. See you later. XY spotted out, doing a little bit of a deep dive. You know, maybe just trying to get some wards down. That's the sacrifice you make.
Faith Beyond always just for the setup for Blink.
Yeah, he is been the playmaker thus far here, but here comes Faceless now. Kind of privy to the idea that, and especially now, Wings are in there going for the Roche. Can Ice do something about it? He tries to step in, and, well, will not get the Shackle connection. Now on full retreat mode here. Will Wings pursue? Yes! Looking to move in and punish the little lady. That kinetic field will not connect, and Ice makes it away.
Vision? Does he get vision? No, he doesn't get
Just
vision.
drawing their attention away.
Yeah. Shadow is not in a very healthy fighting position right now. He's only sitting at about half health. With the Ice Blink Dagger too for the setup now too, it's a little bit scary for them. They have to just heal up and push lanes out rather than go for that Roche just yet.
Well,
but now it looks like Faceless might go for it for them. It's at half HP. It gets spotted with the Sunstrike as Black tries to walk in. And here we go. They're going to go for it from themselves, but here we go. Wings. This could be a big fight here.
They're showing up at the shrine right now. Faith Beyond in position. Dishes out the early shards, which locks them inside. And then that means they're forced with the Static Storm right on top of them. Here comes the Meatball from above. Lots of trouble for Black. He's trying to Blade Fury through the top of the cave, but can't quite make it out. Eventually dashes himself out under the Shadow Blade to make it away. Macropyre lays through the front gate of the Roche pit itself. It is going to be grabbed up from Jabs, but he immediately loses it thereafter. On the other side, Ice trying to make it away. Frostbitten down. Shadow will finish him off. Now looks to Ice, or Nuts, gets that finish there. Over on the other side.
Oh, he blinks in and he gets Omni Slash.
AM gets finished as a response play. 2-for-2 trade right now. Now Faceless on the move. Kinetic field may slow him down a bit, and Wings will be able to make it away.
Ooh, Shadow with that was a pretty big misplay there, blinking in there. I'm pretty sure he was pretty aware that there was multiple heroes still there. His team was already kind of disengaging, and he went for a very ambitious blink in onto a Earth Spirit with the Juggernaut still in the area.
This was a good thing. Black had that Shadow Blade for that moment. Crept out from the trouble. But
that was a pretty sick setup, though, by Wings trapping them in there. That was nice, really nice ice shards, and to follow up with the Disruptor ulti.
Fortunately, though, at least unfortunately for them, able to still grab that Aegis. It was expired right away, and here we will get to see it once again. Trapped inside, Static Storm, Kinetic Field both down. XY on the other side actually gets a Boulder Smash, which does cancel out the ulti, so a little bit of a saving grace right there. And then they'll manage to wiggle way out.
Yeah, Black with the Shadow Blade, goes to the Shrine, heals up, gets ready to re-engage into the fight.
Yeah, and then on this is the point, I think Shadow just gets a little bit over-ambitious. Feeling confident, he gets those 2 kills, but then moves right into Black with the Omni Slash, plus the stun. And at that point, he bit off a little more he can chew. A little bit of a misplay on that rolling boulder, actually, trying to pull it into himself. But whatever the case may be, Faceless probably feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, very lucky that they got that Aegis Snatch. Otherwise, that would have been a completely different fight, because Shadow would have had that extra life when he revived. Abyssal Blade going to be finished up for the Anti-Mage, so the big power spikes are coming out. Being able to just, like, since they don't really have, like, anything, do they have any Glimmer Capes yet finished up? No, they have no, like, real defensive thing. Anybody that gets on that Abyssal Blade can really just get pretty much instantly bursted down.
Here comes Faceless now, smoked up, heading right into Wings territory across their ancient camp. They will get blocked back from the Tusk Shards there. Kind of anticipating that their movements have been read. Are they still going to kind of hang around here? Dropping a ward on the high ground. They might spot Ice. Oh,
they're going for their own smoke.
Oh, but they're going to pull
jumps into one.
And then they're going to go ahead and take them both. Macropyre is going to be laid on down. They get the quick takedown of the Disruptor. Deafening Blast from the low ground. Faith Beyond tries to roll himself away. Turns back, gets off the Walrus Punch, but Black going to be able to shrug it up with the power of his heal. Now Shadow looking to move in. Helps get the one finish on the Jakiro. Looks for the second. Locking down Black. Can Black make it away? Jab steps in, trying to finish him off, but it is going to be wide.
Freezing Field.
Gets it finished. Freezing Field coming on out. Ice, though, looks to take it to her. Can he get the finish from the high ground? No, the Ice Wall slowing him in his spot. He can't make it anywhere. And they'll just turn it right back onto him and get the finish. A 3-for-2 trade favoring Wings on this one. They lose their Jug. Jabs will be able to make it out, but...
Yeah, the fresh Abyssal Blade even though Faith Beyond blinked into a stun there, he was able to survive because of how durable he is. Disruptor got no spells off, but the positioning of the fight was just pretty awkward for Black as he got instantly jumped on from the Abyssal Blade, gets his mana burned, can't really do anything to get away afterwards.
At that moment, it was Wings actually looking to make a smoke play, and as you mentioned, there's the blink in. It looks great at the start, but they are able to barely wiggle out.
Oh wow, XY actually got hit by the EMP as well, so he didn't have magnetized mana.
Oh.
So he wasn't able to do the full combo out too. But everybody's on, like, Blink was in such a good positioning on the low ground that he was able to get all of his spells off. Same thing with Y being positioned in a very good spot, and Shadow just being a very driving force. Once the Earth Spirit's out of mana, once the Wind Ranger's dead, a lot of the lockdown's already gone for him.
It's hard to fault Faceless with the setup. It looked like at the start when they had the two of them, and they had the Blade Fury and the Macro Pyre and all that damage dishing out. It looked like they were about to burst through two Wings members. You feel like at that point you're committed so hard that they begin to dive a bit deep, and as you mentioned, the positioning just turned out so sweet for Wings that they could really just capitalize on it.
They did claim a gem there at one point. I didn't actually see when they got that one, but Jabs has Y's gem.
All right. Now they can make sure their jungle camp is clear right now, free for farm.
Yeah, make sure that they're not playing under wards.
And now that the Abyssal had been complete, it looks like next up on the docket here for Shadows, going right for the Butterfly.
Yeah, it's the standard build.
Almost obviously not one to go straight for the MKB normally.
Yeah, they actually don't really have. I mean, the Jug is the one.
Jug
who has
also.
to,
Yeah, Jug
Jug's gonna have to eventually.
Got a Silver Edge for now. They just picked up.
Black actually opted to go for the attack speed on the Jug at the level 15 talent. I've actually seen most players go for the armor, so that's he's really just emphasizing on wanting to be that hard hitter and carry. Silver Edge finished up, so he's able to break at least the spell shield, so they can actually be able to do a little bit more burst damage on him. But other than that, not really anything else.
Deward the high ground here. Looks like we're considering a smoke play possibly. Yeah.
Passes off the gem to XY. They do not actually have a smoke on them.
Just
do they have one on the courier? They do not. They might
movement.
not. They might not have a smoke actually up at this moment.
Yeah, they're just running train from one side of the map to the other here. Not looking to kind of have anyone out on their own. We're going to take this party all the way to the top where Wings are currently hanging out right now. But they could be in a pretty good spot. We'll see here. Faceless.
They see the power shot coming in, and they get the scan.
Ooh, Black right there. Quick blink out from Ice. Long boulder smash actually connects onto two. There's a roll in. There is the setup with the Omni Slash, but the Static Storm does come out as a response from Wings right now. Firing back in. Shadow blasting him down. Is going to be able to get it done. Now fighting under the Macro Pyre. Jab's looking to take it to Shadow, but Shadow will be able to blink away from the trouble now. Faith Beyond looking to go for the re-initiate here. Gets the Walrus Punch, but Jabs is shrugging off all the damage right now, just being a monster, as he is just not taking a scratch, but it is going to be Faceless dropping two there. Good counterplay. Turnaround Static Storm comes out from Ice.
Beautiful. That was literally like the perfect Static Storm. I'm surprised 3 people actually didn't die there. Only Ice and the Nuts, and the Air Spirit on XY. I really thought that Black might actually get brought down too. They're just very durable on the side of Wings right now.
It looked like such a good start again for Faceless. Leading in, they caught off the 2. Omni Slash was there, but
Wings probably feel pretty good too.
Counterplay is just so nice.
They had just lost their gem in the previous engagement and then get it right back afterwards because they had just passed the gem off to the Earth Spirit right before he died, unfortunately.
Thanks for holding it on to. There we go, Black.
He's got no Omni Slash and he's got no Invis either.
Shackle connects on the Faith Beyond. They follow it up with the Ice Path. Dual Breath. Lots of damage. Macro Pyre straight down the lane. Whoa,
boots him back in.
Boots him straight out of the fight and into another dimension, it looks like. Now hanging around, getting caught with Blink. Blink starts to spellcast everything he's got in his book. Looking to bring down the big boy here. Can they get it done, Static Storm? And there they will finish it off. Shadow gets it done.
He's got another Walrus kick. Is he able to get it on anyone?
Gets the block on Black, but he hides under the Silver Edge, of course. And now they look up and set for Nuts. We'll see him. Tornado, Shivas, this dragon.
Yo,
it's able to make it out from this
it's
one.
an 8-second cooldown with 350 damage. I didn't know it was that low of cooldown. I actually thought it was like 12 or 15 seconds. That's a lot. 4 seconds slow, 40% movement speed slow as well.
I guess he may be kicking a lot of ass this game.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Completely messed up Jab's positioning in that fight, and they got segregated that they couldn't go over and help him.
Now Wings.
They're doing it.
Confident with their pressure, yeah. Keeping it across the river. They can just kind of play this one out a little bit, maybe wait for the next Roche before they can pressure in and finish off that remaining Tier 2. But this is going to be a bit concerning for Faceless now.
Yeah, I mean, like we were mentioning, everybody on the side of Wings went Midas. They all went for this greedy type build, so everybody's scaling very hard. Disruptor on his way toward halfway to an Aghanims already.
And look at the difference between the Invoker and where Black is at the moment.
Yeah. Like, when Anti-Mage is pulled ahead of the Alchemist, that's like, when you're playing an Alchemist lineup, you're like, oh god, that's, I mean, potentially losing the game. And then you look at, I mean, when the supports are pretty much tied up with Ice as the offlaner, it's really a testament to what's been happening in the game.
Yeah, tough game for Ice for sure. And the Wind Ranger wasn't really able to see like what his true potential was supposed to be in this game at the moment, but we'll have to see. Blink Shackle shots, maybe prime lockdowns on Shadow, catching him far from his team. But those opportunities do not seem too present at the moment. And, well, there's the Roche up, and there's Shadow just kind of soloing him with really out of care in the world.
And you were mentioning, you know, the Shackle shots. The Shackle shots are one of the high disables and then unstable concoction for Shadow, and he's going to be going for Lincolns for himself now. Yeah.
Well, now restricted to even one less disable here.
As well as the Invoker, too, so they're going to have the double Lincolns, and they can throw one on top of Shadow in the front lines as well.
Yeah, he's got all the items necessary to kind of fend off all those troubles. The Manta obviously already there, so this is tough, man. They'll be able to secure that final outer tower. Now Wings can kind of just bide their time, taking away all the farm here from Faceless' side, getting all the lanes to kind of pressure back on forward, and maybe consider their first high ground breach. Now we have to look at Faceless' side and see how is their high ground defense. And, I mean, it's okay with Acid Spray, and maybe the choke point you can make a lot work with the Macropire and Magnetize, but I don't know. Moving in, Ice coming up a bit short if they were hoping to get a catch on the way out.
Somebody can get booted out of the base. You
That's true.
You gotta watch yourself.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. They can't just hang out, you know, right next to the front door of their own base. They're going to get kicked outside.
Yeah, I think Wings probably just waiting for the Lincolns to come out, and then they're just going to go for the pressure. Shadow, actually, since he picked up the Aegis, instead of doubling back for Lincolns, or instead of going for Lincolns, he doubles back and just eats a Moon Shard, since he doesn't have the item slot just yet. This could be when they try to go for the pressure, waiting for that Disruptor Aghanims, and then go.
Yeah, really covering all fronts right now. Wings, you know, in a situation where, you know, started off their group stage pretty poor.
Yeah.
Dropped 2 series straight. One of them against a LFY, which is very surprising coming from where they were, TI champs. People questioning if they were even going to be able to come out on top in this series, but, you know, they recognize maybe getting a lot of wins moving forward could still possibly pushing them up towards the top. I believe they're sitting at about 3 points, 4 points. So another 3 points here could put them right up to, you know, 6 points and, you know, get them at second place. It's only like OG at the moment who are like way up in front to everyone else.
Yeah, they have 9.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like 4, 4, 2, 3, 3 or something like that.
You know, for everyone else, it's anyone's game. Both these teams would love to walk away from this series with a 2-0. Shadow, with the shackle, it's very brief. They hit him with the stun, but yeah, there we go. Black on the other side, spins his way out from the Static Storm. Trying to fly in, gets the kill on the Crystal Maiden, but man, Shadow just surrounds him and just instantly shreds him apart. Makes it look effortless here. Blink, looking to get the catch. Will cold snap down Nuts. And Jabs and the rest of Faceless will have to hide indoors here. Here comes Wings now, looking to get their first real base siege on. This Tier 3 seems to stand no chance. The Glyph comes out, but seems to be possibly just delaying the inevitable. Alacrity AM with a Moon Shard. Lord have mercy. That Tier 3 is done for, and now it's all on the melee racks.
Here comes the boot. Oh, he wants to do it.
Wanted to get it. Jabs turns around with a stun himself. Starts popping him in the face.
He wanted it so bad.
Jabs still, but he is in trouble. He will snowball all the way in. It's right towards his Blink buddy, and that's when Blink dishes out all the hot sauce right now. Jabs is caught inside.
The Mana Void.
But they pop him with the Mana Void, and Shadow, wicked sick, will be able to get the finish there. Buybacks immediately forced out, but not just the Alchemist, but also the Wind Ranger here, still swinging it about. Finally, they'll get the Shadow Aegis down. Jabs waits for his return. Tornado, though, connecting once again. As he falls, will be able to Manta off the stun. But the first real base damage is done, and now the Shrines are available for the taking, and that seems to be what Wings want to do.
First base damage is done, and it is crippling. It may not be a Rax, but it is 3 buybacks.
Oh, they actually didn't go for the Shrine. Oh, well. But yeah.
Doubling back and healing up at their own shrine before going for that.
So much money used.
Yeah, here we go. Smoke right away. Shadow's trying to go for a bait play here in the mid lane. He's very tanky.
Look at this. They have dished out everything, and he's not even at half of his life yet. still sitting there, finally able to
they're
get
all
to
dead.
off,
Oh,
and they
that's,
turn around.
That's GG.
They put out everything they could for him, and they couldn't even get it done, so they know it's no good. They take the towel and they throw it in. It's over. Kicking their bodies all over the place. Wings come in styling with this core Tusk, and they'll take the game 1 victory right away from Faceless.
You know?
Told you don't pick that Alchemist.
Core Tusk, we're all kind of like joking about it. I'm pretty sure he was the MVP of this game. He went pretty berserk. I mean,